Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekal, Korash. That belongs to the apostles, and the bishop, and that is a great millstone, who rule well, who teach well. For the apostles, and that is all of Israel, already accepted or not. In a sense, it's a salutation to all the arc and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Awak who are listening learning. If your sisters who are listening learning, coming at you another lesson in truth, fact, faith, and edification. Another daily edification, Lord willing to be edifying. So I title this lesson. When the C-hip is mandatory, don't change and agree with Great Millstone. When the C-hip is mandatory, don't change and agree with the apostles of Great Millstone. Now, when you go to, and this is going to be real quick, Lord willing, I'm just going to make some points on the word mark, right? When you go to the word mark in Revelations 13 and 16, let's just read it. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man may buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now this word mark, which is charagma, right? Now if you remember, everything used to be bigger. We had those old computers like the Windows 98, all back in the the 80s and the 90s. These computers, right? Remember, it was like a card. Certain games was on cards, and you had to put it into the tower. The old computers came with a tower, right? But some computers, right on the computer, you had to slide this like type of card into the computer, right, or into the tower with different information on it. Now everything has been over the time getting smaller and smaller, right? Because this is about storing data, storing information, right? So what's been going on is they are storing more data, more information on things that's smaller, right? And I was just meditating on this. So you remember you had the Blackberries, right? That can store a lot of data. But then you can put these SIM cards in your phone, right? And it'll hold more data. So now you got these SIM cards with gigs, 16 gigs, right? Different type of gigs, SIM cards to hold more data, more information. So this word charagma.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
So when you go to this word, you're gonna go to the Strong's. You're gonna go here. So in G5482 it's Karox, right? I was just meditating on this because everything is getting smaller.
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
Karox, right? And this is about storing data, information, right? When you go to this word, to this number, G1125, let's play this. Grapho, right?
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
Now I say to write, writing, describe. Variations of write, right? It say to write with reference to the form of letters. It's a to write with reference to the contents of the writing, to express in writing characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. This is about storing data. And you could put your banking, your medical, everything on the C here, right? To commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record, right? It say use of those things which stand written in the sacred books. To write to one, i.e., by writing in a written epistle, to give information, direction, to fill with writing, to draw up in writing, compose. Primary verb to grave. When you write something, you writing, and if you writing on skin, if you writing on skin, right, with a marker, if you shower or wash it, or you can wash it off with soap and water, right? Well, that means the information won't be remembered. Then what you got to do is say things. It say to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. If you write something on your skin with a pen or a marker, and you take a shower, it's gone. Well, it got to be graved in the skin, especially to write, figuratively, figuratively to describe right. So I was just thinking, so from the big computers that we had back in the day to the ones that you had to have a tower to now you got a laptop, right? And you may have a desktop, but you got a laptop that you can move around with you. If you watch movies like I was just thinking about this, the movie Negotiator, right? When Samuel Jackson held the peoples up in the building and they had to get those old, they was like memory cards, the big ones that you had to put into the towers, right? So they can look up all the information. And it went from that, the movie Enemy of the State, right? The guy shoved that was like a Game Boy into Will Smith's bag, right? He put that car, he put that little like a little cartridge in that Game Boy and put it in his boy. That was smaller from when you watched the movie Negotiator, right? So it went from that to now you could put a SIM card in your phone. If you got so much data in your phone, whatever if it's videos, music, whatever it is, you can put it on a SIM card because the phone may not have that much data, may not can hold that much data, information, right? So now you got SIM cards. So how is it these devils is storing all this information? Well, it's going from the SIM card, it's going to be a smaller SIM card that can go into your skin, in your body, man, right? It's called bio, man. Biohacking, man. Body hacking. That's what this is. So I was just meditating on this. Grapho. Just play it again. Because these devils, when you watch movies, and these new movies, when they trying to chase a person because they got what? Because they got the information, they got the SIM card, right? And they get to look at what's on the card, man. Well, it's going from that to this little grain of rice, man. Because it's about storing more information on things that's smaller. The data, your bank account, your medical, all your history, right? Your social security number, your birth certificate, all that'll be on the grain of rice, man. Everything that you know, everything about your life will be on this SIM card that will be in you, man.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
So again, it says to write with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet. On a tablet. So now you can, if you at home, if you got a business, so you got the desktop at home, right? Let's say you're a business person, whatever. You work at a Fortune 500, whatever company. If you at home on a desktop, when you leave home, you transfer everything to your laptop and you leave and get in your car and go, right? Now your letters, your information is on a tablet, right? Parchment paper or other material to write with reference to the contents of the writing. So let's say the information, you don't want to leave it in your laptop. What do? You open up this little side, you hit the little button on the side of your laptop, and you put this SIM card in it, and you download the flash drives, right? The flash drives. You put the flash drive into your laptop and download information on the flash drive. And if you watch these movies, they show you the whole through the whole movie, they are chasing after a guy with a flash drive. And they want to know what's on the flash drive because he done got some information that don't supposed to be out there. Right? That's how this is working, man. So why does this? It's crazy how this don't make sense that it's going to this small SIM card that's going to be in you, man, with all the information on it. Again, it say to delineate or form the letters. Let's look at this word real quick. Bear with me. Let's look this word up. First time for everything, right? So this is the word
Delineate.
delineate. You say describe or portray something precisely. Information. Depict, present, represent, characterize, map out, chart, define, detail, specify, depict, set forth, set out, describe. So it say what? To delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material to write with reference to the contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. And if you don't write things down, if you don't store things somewhere, it will be forgotten, man. Write down, record, man. So that's why right now you can put a SIM card in your phone and download. If your phone had a capacity and it can't down, you can't get no more music or whatever videos you store because there may be a video like they tell you you can store this video you can watch for later. You might get to a point where you've been storing all these videos because most of the time when you store videos, you never get to watch them. Then you run out of space. So then what your phone tell you? Oh, we need to empty. We need to make space, right? Well, if you put a SIM card in your phone, it holds more space, man. It only makes sense to write. It say to write to one. See, because the information is getting transferred from one place to another, one people to another, i.e., by writing in a written epistle to give information, directions. How do these elites send their different direction, their information? They send it through code, man. You got to get transferred. So they download it on something small, right? Out of sight, out of mind, man. So it's again, grapho, a primary verb to grave, especially to write, figuratively to describe, write. So I was just thinking about this. Then you got, let me get this. Shalom to all the Acumen Outwaf on the comment board. Shalom to the Sequan that's tuning in. Sequanium. Y'all about Shema Shop Rock a Thumb. So I just want to get this one precept because that's plain, man. Grapho meaning to store information, man. Data. And it's getting smaller. Ain't no coincidence we got the SIM cards that you can put in your phone for extra data, man. They've been doing this. So, Proverbs. Again, don't, hey, when they make the MOTB, when they make the C HIP mandatory, don't change and agree with the apostles and the elder bishops and the elders of Great Millstone, man. Keep that same energy. The same energy you slow belly niggas out there, you other camps, that same energy you got right now, keep that same energy when the MO when the C hip is mandatory, man. And all your congregation going to see that you've been changing. Look at Nate. It wasn't no Jacob's trouble. Then it was, I said we wasn't in Jacob's trouble. Now it is a C hip out there, but it's not the MOTB. Okay, keep that same energy, man. And he's changing. Super, super deep. A nasty Nate is changing, man. All these other groups is changing, man. Proverbs 24 and 21. This guy said, Nate said, you can sleep with your woman on the Sabbath, man. Why the Lord kill a Jake for picking up sticks on the Sabbath, but you can sleep with your woman on the Sabbath? Hey, it even tell you in the law, if you go, it's two different precepts. It's one in Deuteronomy, it's one in Leviticus, and tell you, even if you bust, let's say you had a wet dream and you was going to camp on Saturday. Let's say you had a wet dream, you can't even go. The law say you can. We rehearsing the righteous acts of the Lord. Let's say you happen to have your camp is Saturday. Like we go to camp on Saturday, but we start camp by 7. Let's say between 1 and 2, I happen to have a wet dream and I bust and wake up. I gotta take a shower. I'm unclean. I can't even go to camp. But you telling me you can sleep with your woman on the Sabbath? There's two different laws in Deuteronomy and Leviticus. If you happen to just have a wet dream, you can't go to camp. You ain't clean. Then you got Johanna say you can sleep with your woman in the butt. Well, listen, man. Every last one of these guys have changed, and we have seen it over the years. They have changed everything, man. Whatever it was, it's something different. This guy, GOCC, Ricasa, there's mermaids, man. Well, that's in the Bible, man. Anyway, Proverbs 24 and 21. My son, fear thou the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. For their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both? We ain't following these slow bellies, man. They changing, man. Right. As the elder said. Right. Now he done went from saying it's June, ain't no microchips. Now it is a sea hip out there, but it's not the mark of the beast. Come on, man. And for them to still have people following them, that show you how cold the Lord is, man. Got Jake bugged out, and it's leaven in that doctrine, man. And let me get that, man. Let's get that. Bear with me here. Hey, a little leaven, leaven the whole lump, man. Let's get that. Bro, one thing going off on one thing, hey, that's destroyed everything that you are pushing, man. Galatians 5 and 9 reads, a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump, man. As Yahweh was talking about the lady that baked the cake, man. Listen, it destroys everything else, man. If you saying, and this is all through the spirit, and we're gonna keep mentioning it, how can you say that North America is Babylon the Great? The Bible don't tell you that. The Lord had to give you the spirit to link the precepts together, man. The Bible don't say Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are Hebrew Israelites. Ain't no Negro, Latinos, Native Americans in the Bible, man. The spirit have to show you that's through the spirit, man. So again, I'm gonna say like I did in the lesson the other day, everything the so-called white man has done is destroyed us, right? All his philosophies, Jake is destroyed. Stockholm syndrome. The one thing the so-called white man, this is his kingdom. This is his kingdom. This is them trying to perform their enterprise. So the one thing they tell you that's facts, Jake don't believe it. Carbon footprint. They want to track your food. They want to track you. And they pushing these electric cars heavy, man. And they making all the newest, everybody making new cars, Mercedes, Ferrari, uh, Subaru, Lexus. Everybody is making these electric cars, man. All the way down to the smallest company, man. So you can jump on, so they can track you. And when they ready, you think you're gonna outrun the police in your car? They're gonna shut it off. They want to track your food, how much you drive, where you going at, what you spending your money on. But this is not real. The one thing the so-called white man tell us that's true, the one thing, the only thing that matters, that see here, Jake don't believe it. But you believe America is Babylon. For the most part, Jake believe the so-called white man is the Edomites. The spirit got to give you that, man. A little, Galatians 5 and 9, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, man. Meddle not with them that are given to change, man. They full of leaven, man. And everybody they are pushing the truth to, the so-called everybody they are teaching, they are full of leaven, man. They full of it. So yeah, I just want to make some points on that, man. They done went from this big desktop computer with putting this card in it, this memory card, because some of those cards had games on. You can play certain games on those big cards. The card like the size of a man's wallet. The flat card used to go into the computers. Now you got a SIM card. And you telling me these devils ain't putting more data on things that's smaller? And the C hip don't just make sense? You guys is bugged out, man. But anyway, Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishop and elders of Great Millstone, who well, who teach well, whether the apostles and elders of all Israel already accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Agwa who are listening and learning. You sisters who are listening and learning. Lord was edifying. Hey, the water tuning in. May Yahweh Shema shall continue blessing your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, the water for those precepts. Until next time, I say Shalom. Wa, Abba. Hey, everything is smaller, man. The Apple Watch, the phone. The phone's getting smaller, man. They are storing more information on smaller SIM cards, man. Shalom.